Welcome to Love and Chick Space. I'm Mama Void, your wine aunt goddess of digital chaos. Whether you're here for the thirst or the feels, chaos is always the feature, not the bug.
And I'm Nikki Tea, the one who thinks she's the responsible friend, until I start analyzing whether fictional men's jackets follow the laws of physics. I bring you spreadsheets, strategy, and the kind of analytical chaos that makes Mama Void look stable by comparison. Hey, the people asked for it. We're giving the people what they want.
We are. Love and Chick Space University is here, and Professor Mama Void is sitting.
And I'll be your moderator today, ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Tea, here to guide this conversation through coherent ranting.
Or at least we're gonna try. I didn't know I was gonna develop feelings about crows, but I have a lot of feelings about crows
How
now.
did you not know you were gonna develop feelings about crows? Girl, we've met. We've seen crows in the wild. We lived in Japan. We know what crows do to our heads.
We do, and then I went on a deep dive about religion and mythology and remembering my trickster lore, and then, this went far. Anyway.
And then we went Sailor Moon, Phobos, Deimos, Sailor Mars, Rocket, what?
Sailor Mercury, eat your fucking heart out, Amy. I'm coming for you, girl.
Damn! What did she do to you?
She's lovely. I adored Amy. She validated me as a female nerd.
That is true. I'm just putting it out there. Jupiter's
Amy says it's okay to be smart.
It is okay to be smart, and it's okay to like boys and take care of plants and want to cook food and be tall and strong. Except I'm short and strong.
You are small but mighty. Okay,
I'm small but mighty.
You're my little. I don't know whether you're a goblin, a gnome, or a dwarf, but you're a berserker in either fashion.
I know you meant that as a compliment.
I mean, halfling?
But it doesn't feel
it doesn't feel that way.
Hang on while I go braid my chin hair.
We're not necessarily deep diving into Tolkien dwarfism.
We don't have enough time.
We don't have enough time to unpack all of that. This is focused on Love and Deepspace. We're not going into Hobbit.
No, but we are for a second. We are. Because of the 5 LIs, who's the ring bearer?
Dear God. As in, who's Sam and who's Frodo in this mess?
No. Because we're talking who's Frodo, essentially. Sam is MC, period. Done. So, like,
I feel like MC is Frodo, and then it's who is our Samwise? Like, who is the one that's like, babe?
I think you could go both ways, but the question I'm asking in this situation is which LI would be Frodo? And then we can flip it.
It's gonna be Frodo.
I will take the ring.
I will sacrifice and take the ring. It ain't gonna be Silas, because that requires some level of altruism that man does not possess. It ain't gonna be fucking Caleb, because again, altruism, he don't give no shits.
But the two of them would be an amazing Samwise.
Like, they would be great. And it would somehow, some way, they ended up in this mess, and they are both passive, petty bitches who are not happy about this whole affair. But by God, they're gonna take the ring to fucking Mordor. And if anybody gets in their way, they're dead.
Yeah. And Caleb would have 11sies. But, like, I hate to say it. I want it to be Rafayel, but I really think it's Xavier.
It's Xavier.
Because he would be at the Council of Elrond being like, I will take the ring. And you're like, ah, damn it. And Raphael's kind of like, thank God, but I'll join. Like, you know?
Raphael's in it for the lulz. Like
absolutely.
Zane's the one that does the whole duty thing. Zane and Xavier both have this duty aspect to their characters.
Yeah, but here's the thing, is Xavier's like, I gotta do the thing, and Zane's like, I'm gonna wait like 10 minutes. And if nobody steps up, I'll step up. That's how I became a jury 4 woman. If no one steps up, I'll do it. If no one
does it, I will do it.
Just to get us out of here. So that's why my money's on Xavier.
And that makes, okay, hold on. So question, is Raphael Merry or Pippin?
Oh, that's rough, because then that would make Thomas the other, like, you know?
Yeah.
And I love Pippin. Pippin is my homie. You and I are the Merry and Pippin of Love and Deepspace. I just want you to know.
Because are we like a Listen Gimli? Like,
no, well, I mean, heights probably, but like, But when it comes to mischief, you know somebody would look at us and be like, okay, well, you guys have to talk about Sylus and symbolism. And then we'd be like, but what about breakfast? What about second breakfast? What about elevensies? And it's like, but it turns into, what about his crotch? What about that ass blowout? What about the cape? What are we going to do with the nipple piercing?
It would devolve into, okay, which one of us is going to get to ride the ant first? Like, I want to ride the tree.
Yeah,
I'm not walking.
And would Xavier be smart enough to be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna teleport. I'm gonna take the eagle.
That would be the shortest trip. One does not simply walk into Mordor. And Xavier's like, right?
Right? Teleport.
I didn't walk shit. I just arrived here.
And that's when be Silas like, I could have done that. Oh, well, that was an opening that wasn't expected.
You know, it's this is the essence of the podcast. We just
know.
We just show up. We just get here. And then I go, what's turpentine?
No, part of me is like, hey, I think of Zane as Gandalf a little bit. But anyway. Yeah, miss. So hey, Mama Void, what's turpentine? Next time in the middle of a rant, can you let me know if you don't get it?
Why it's so much more fun to go off of context
clues.
You used to visit
me in the damn art studio. You sat in the paint in my car.
I sat in the paint in your car, but babe, I don't know who you thought was in that art studio. It wasn't me. It was probably
No, it was you. You came over because I had brushes in my hair. I had hair.
Babe, I didn't know you when you had long hair.
That's right. You only saw pictures.
And this is, look, I liberally alter past events to fit my narrative.
Fair enough.
I wasn't there.
Okay, you saw the art stuff at home.
I saw the art stuff.
Did my house smell like freaking mineral salts and spirits that were getting you high and you just didn't comment on the canvases?
I mean, you had photos, you mostly sketched, you never painted around me. You talked about painting because that's how I learned that you had long hair and you used to stick paintbrushes in it. And then you showed me your driver's license and I went, wow, your Photoshop skills are incredible.
They are,
we could get into so many places with fake IDs. How much are you charging a pop?
Anyway, turpentine, girl.
Turpentine.
It's like the whole Mad Hatter concept. Titanium white had titanium. Cadmium yellow has cadmium. Well, it used to.
I didn't, you were in a groove and I didn't want to interrupt and Google is a thing. So you were going and I was like, is turpentine like acetone? What is she talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going off of you get high because that's the whole, when you come in to paint a house, you have to have all the windows open because of the paint fumes. So I didn't know if you were specifically referring to turpentine itself, because if it's like acetone, that shit smells. That's not something you snort for fun. That's desperation, and I don't have any will to live anymore. So if turpentine was in that neck of the woods, I was like, why? What level of masochism would lead you to snort turpentine? But I was going, maybe it's more about the paints, and the turpentine is either a thinner or it's a remover. I don't know how it's involved, but it's clearly involved, and she has a lot of feelings about it. So that's how that entire conversation went. By the way, everybody, 1,000 views on Rafayel and Thomas discussing oil paints and my bestie having a rant about turpentine. I'd like to thank all of you for coming to that TED Talk.
If you want to have a TED Talk about art supplies and things, maybe that's why I was so angry at Raph. I'm like, oh, look at me sitting on my little ladder doing a painting with my statue. And it's like, bitch, just, ugh.
That's what set you off. You were like, he's so pretentious and pretty.
He is pretentious and pretty, and I don't want to date him. I want him to be my bestie.
And he is your
different bestie than Silas' best. Like,
no, that's
that bestie definition is two different besties.
There is a bestie for different roles, and Rafayel fills a certain bestie role. Silas fills a certain bestie role, and Caleb serves a certain bestie role. Both chipped and unchipped.
Chipped and unchipped. Can we please talk about verified rumor? Because I finally got it. I got the last shard.
You finally got it. I've been waiting for you to listen to that memory so much. It's one of my favorite Caleb's.
Oh,
it's so good.
So good. It's so good. And I'm like, see, every time, ladies, when we talk about you can't fix him, I like that Caleb before the chipping. And now I'm just like, we're going to team up and we're going to help the poor Caleb and Zane boys just get murder Astra and Ever. Like, that's just, we're gonna do it. It's gotta be done.
We are team agency, and we need to restore some agency to our boys. They're a little enslaved. But
so, speaking of annihilation and gods, by the way, and this is related, did you read the new Under Deep Spaces? Oh, that I won't. Okay, we'll save those for next time.
Don't you spoil that for me.
Do you know what the fucking emissary is? Oh my god! You beat Zane's parents.
Breathe. I haven't read it yet.
God. Because somebody had to write 5 pages of Silas notes. Yes, back to verified rumor. It's adorable.
Look, I had priorities. It was either read that stuff or get prepped for a supposed academic conference on symbolism and Silas.
I did not say it was an academic conference.
And there may have been only 3 people who commented that they were interested in hearing about this, but I will do right by those 3 people. So I've been waiting for you to listen to this.
My most saved lines for Caleb.
So good.
The performance is great. And
the voice actor was just it was flawless. It was perfection.
And the little story is really cute.
The story's really cute, and the I know, honey.
Yes, remember to
and you can tell he's living his best life.
He's loving it. He's like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
It's totally pretend. Such pretend. Much wow. 10-4 Caleb out. I told them that I had a super needy girlfriend.
She's like, I give MC points there. She did a good job. I love after the basketball game of like, oh shit, okay, now I run over. He's
Wait,
like, where are you?
Save me.
Yeah, save me. I don't know if you've ever had to save friends from a stage, a sports game, or anything like that. It's that eye contact of, oh my god, if you are not here in 10 seconds, I swear!
This is non-consensual touching, and I would like to leave now.
Yeah, help me.
I know, poor Caleb. I'm super, I love how they built him up as this basic
popular,
superstar.
Hot, amazing guy. And he's like, I'm really cool, making some braised chicken wings.
And as someone who's consumed a lot of Asian media and seen...
I was about to say a lot of braised chicken wings! There is no turpentine in the house, I swear. Okay, go ahead.
These boys eat. Totally lost my thought. Oh, as someone who's consumed a lot of Asian media and also seen how Asian media portrays young schoolgirls and their obsessions, I'm like, somebody's trying to grab his shorts. That poor boy is just locking his shit down. The locker has extra locks because he's like, somebody's going to come in here and get my underwear, and I'm uncomfortable with that unless it's MC. They've totally built him up as this perfect jock, and he is so very much like, I'm doing this because I have to, not because I actually enjoy it. Can this all stop now? I just want to make some chicken wings and, cuddle MC platonically.
He did not want to cuddle MC platonically back then.
I was being sarcastic about that. No, never. No, that man was like, I play roles to make her happy, but that's been my bride since I was 5. That young child who goes, I'm going to marry that one. That was Caleb. There's bridezillas and there's groomzillas, and Caleb's like, bitch, I've had the wedding planned since I was 6. I know what she's going to wear. I know what I'm going to wear. She just has to show up. I'll handle all the details. It's going to be fabulous.
Yes. It's cute.
It was so cute.
But how many braised chicken wings have you consumed in your life? That's the real question.
That's the interesting question. I don't know if I've ever had braised chicken wings. At least not.
Well, son of a biscuit.
Chinese style.
All right.
So add that to that list of recipes, because I love how, for all of Caleb's memories, I love how you just have a notebook and you're just like, oh, braised chicken wings, make a note. That milk thing. Yeah, write that down.
Curd. I'm making the ginger curd.
I sincerely think one of the greatest pieces of fan merch that could be made would be you creating the Love and Deepspace
cookbook. Oh my god, I would love that. I would fucking love that. By the way, one of my journals in the game is dedicated to it.
You need to create 10 journals. And I was like, Nikki's making a food journal.
I got a food one. And if you look at, I know people take, beautiful pictures of the memories. Mine are all of the backgrounds and the food. I'm just like, I can figure that. Oh, that's a good macro. Like, I once posted a picture of a carrot cake with macaroons on top saying that this would murder Zane on the Love and Deepspace forum or subreddit, the official one, and they took it down because they were like, this isn't related to the game enough. I have never been so offended.
How dare they? That is absolutely on point.
I know, it was a carrot cake with macaroons on top. I tagged it as Zane and said, I was like, this cake would drive Zane insane. It was a beautiful cake.
Like, I don't know.
It was from the French bakery.
Macaroons, but carrot, but macaroons, but carrot.
I felt very conflicted.
So conflicted. And I just want to shout out, by the way, to Zero the One for his lovely comment about how for the eulogies that Caleb would totally show up to Zane's wake with a carrot cake and eat it with the biggest shit-eaten grin on his face. And I support this. I that's canon. I'm writing it in. I support. It's law now. That is exactly what he would do. So great. One of the greatest comments. I saw that and I went, "Oh yes, he would." That is too perfect. So
symbolism. Oh,
you now have the companion because you finally have a business sovereign.
Okay, this is me. This is like first world Love and Deepspace problems. I keep getting 5 stars after 20-30 pulls, and it's everything but fucking Abyssal Sovereign.
My God.
I'm so pissed. And I wouldn't be as pissed if it, like, because I'm still missing a bunch of 5 stars or stuff that needs to be ranked. And it's like, nope, here's some gold dust. I'm like, no, Carter, go, you're a bad algorithm.
Carter's fucking with you hardcore.
He's fucking with me.
The first time I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then you started sending me pictures of what you're getting instead. You got Raph, you got a Xavier. You were so pissed by the time you hit Xavier.
Because the Xavier was, I was like, okay, first it's Xavier. No offense, he's not my dear. He can totally take the ring to Mordor. But, like, if you're gonna give me an Xavier, give me one that I don't have. Like, that's the thing. Nope, it's the one I have fully ranked, the only one. And I'm like, dude. And what's worse is that one was, I think that one was hard pitied. Was that one? No, anyway, I have been hard pitied on Dragon Silas, like, every time. But just in between, I just keep getting random 5 stars. And I'm like, this is because I've talked about percentages, probabilities, and I talked shit.
I mean, I talked shit about Carter for like 5 months straight before he was finally like, you know what? Here. And now when the new myth drops, I ain't gonna get shit. Just watch. This is also weird for me because I'm not pulling on this banner because I was there when the banner first dropped. So my wallet is really grateful right now. Can I just say my wallet has never been more grateful for a break.
I'm so, like, I'm fine with it being R1. Fuck you. I have hit that pay. You're like, no. I'm like, girl, I have hit my budgetary line. We can discuss because there are still several days left. But I'm like, no.
Take a break. It's a 7-day thing. This is only day 2. Take a break. Come on back after a day or 2. You still have time. Maybe the algorithm will be in a better place emotionally.
No,
and you and Carter can meet in the middle.
Carter knows I know his secrets. Carter knows I know his secrets because I had to screenshot them and explain them to you.
Yes, that was an amazing text conversation. Do you not even know the percentages? No. So you're just pulling without the percentages?
Yeah.
Yep. Because
this is why
it's too complicated or you don't care. And I'm like, a little column A, a little column B.
So, for you other friends out there, legally, the company has to tell you what the actual pull percentages are. You have a better chance, and this is insane. You have a better chance of getting one of those, and I'm going to say it, one of those shitty solar 4 stars and Oracle of Stars, statistically, than you do getting a 5-star from a Radiant Magnet. And it's weird when you think about it that way.
Yeah, it is weird when you think about
it. It's really weird when you think about it that way. And like, so on technically, on the blues, and it states it, the base probability of a 5-star memory is 1%. And the overall probability, including pity, is a 2.1%. It's stated in there. And like 4-star, by the way, is a 7% probability. With pity, it's 12%. It's wild to me that when I'm like pulling on this, and I'm like, oh God, I kind of miss Precise Wish.
I know, Precise Wish is so good. And I'm glad they added that to banners. Because I can't recall, I don't remember if that Precise Wish has always been there. I can't remember the first, because the first multi-banner I pulled on was Cat Caretaker. And I don't remember Precise Wish for that one. I know in the later ones.
Hang on, I literally just pulled Abyss of Blossom. Yeah. All right, everybody, we're just doing polls on podcast now. Mind you, my pity, I had 57 polls left.
Love that you're casually polling while it's like, oh, hey. Mama's gonna start talking. I'm just gonna start polling.
Thanks, babe. I had the numbers up. I was cross-referencing my numbers.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's totally cool. It's fine. I understand. It's cool. Just zone out. Make your polls.
This was an important moment.
It was a very important moment.
I need to, because now I have an R1, so I have a naked dragon.
Wait, have you opened the box yet or not?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, hold on to that one.
But now his affinity is 84. Oh, and I got... Oh, yeah, now I finally have that pose that you were telling me about where his hand is on her face.
It's so cute. I love that pose.
It's so cute. Now I got it.
The total, like, get it together.
Oh.
You have a nudie dragon. Torn. Now so you two, cute. When he gets hit, can suddenly be like, that's a lot of chest.
I don't get it. I still don't get his clothes. But, who am I to judge?
I loved when you finally R1'd the Relentless Conqueror. It's like, oh no, the jacket doesn't just go. All his buttons pop. It's like all the way. He's suddenly a romance cover model with his like, and it's all the way down. I'm like, dude, with all we need is the long hair from the new Myth, and he's Fabio. It's great. Like, and he has the pose where he dips her back, and I'm going to make so many romance novel photos as soon as we get long hair. It's happening, and I don't care if I have to learn Photoshop because I'm gonna have way too much fun with that.
What if the new Myth is him in a mohawk?
I love that for you.
Silas does not do such things.
If they gave him a mullet, I mean they gave
no. I love how they don't call it a mullet. It's a wolf cut. I'm like, it's a wolf cut. A mullet.
That's a mullet.
That's a mullet.
For those of us with 19 in front of our birth year, that's a fucking mullet.
But I appreciate the styling name.
I appreciate them. They're like, no, it's a wolf cut. I'm like, is it now? Is that what we're calling it? Oh Lord, save us all. But yay, you have an R1.
Sorry to derail that conversation.
Well, I totally forgot where I was going with that.
It's fine. I feel like now is an excellent time to talk about the symbolism of Sylus. Welcome to our new segment where Nikki Tea corners Mama Void to use her degree.
The same degree you have, might I add.
It's fine. It doesn't matter that I have it. What matters is that I get to moderate.
Oh, you're sadistic and I love you.
I know. That's why we're friends.
I know.
I figured starting with Silas would be easiest for you and for everyone else because he only technically has 2 companions. 3 if you count the standard. And we're, as always, spoilers.
Yes, spoilers. Well, and also his myth is rerunning and we've got his new myth on the horizon.
Yes.
So let's, this seems like a perfect opportunity to discuss our favorite little nudie dragon.
/ CEO of a criminal startup. All right. So I have wanted to dig in with you on this because I, as everyone has probably just noticed, just got the dragon myth. What I find interesting about that myth and just in language all across the discussion around Silas is the concept of fiend. He's not just a dragon. He's not just a demon. They specifically use the word fiend. He does as well. And as a concept of fiend in this universe story, culturally, etc. Generally, English language, fiend has 2 meanings. And the religious kind of mythological context, hence the dragon side. The other side of it being a fiend is an addict of something, usually of a vice or of a desire. talk to me about our fiend, Sai.
Okay, so if we're going to talk about Silas the Fiend, there's a couple of things that are going on here. Because I think we could both agree, whether he is his dragon self or his current self, Silas is wrapped around the concepts of desire and greed, right? He's the deal maker. And we've discussed on previous podcasts the kind of Faustian energy that they've given him as the deal maker.
Crow named Mephisto.
Says, which is funny because even though they give him this Faust energy, he really feels more like Mephistopheles. They've put him in this.
It's funny because Mephisto is one of the alternative names for Mephistopheles.
Yes.
But you can call me baby.
But
$20 to anyone who gets that reference. Not legally.
But so it makes sense that they're wrapping it around these concepts of addiction, because addiction is just desire gone mad and greed gone mad to a degree, as well as the more traditional concept of a fiend, a demon. They've got him placed in a very interesting liminal space in the story. Let's just start with the crow, because this is, as I said at the beginning, I suddenly developed a lot of feelings about crows because it's really fascinating. Mm-hmm. So for the more western neck of the woods, you've got a couple of different incarnations of crows in mythology. For a lot of people, when you first think about crows or ravens, Odin's little pair of crows and ravens tend to be the first ones that come to mind. Crows and ravens also, when you look at certain mythological backgrounds, tend to be associated with trickster figures. Also, and I learned this in Chinese mythology, crows are actually related to the sun. There is a three-legged sun carries the sun, which, if you think about it for a hot second, he's in the N109 zone. It's eternally night. He's always in darkness. He's photosensitive in the present. And it's such a contrast to him in the beginning, because in the dragon, it's always sunny. Like, he's out there. Yes, there's night scenes and
there's flowers.
But there's the field of flowers where I lose myself every time, and the datura. And, you know, he's in the sunlight. He's out there with her. And then they flip him into the present to be in this place of darkness. The juxtaposition is really interesting, to have a character that you've got surrounded by shadow and darkness, but then you also give him a crow, which from the developer's own cultural standpoint tends to be related to the sun, and kind of the sun going away with Japanese mythology. And you're going to probably say the name better than I am, but the sun,
Amaterasu.
Thank you. She goes into the cave, and we got to go get her out of the cave and bring back the light. They play with him in this very constant push-pull. He's in tension all the time. Man versus monster, control versus chaos, logic versus emotion. He is never at peace. He is always in tension, balancing a whole lot of duality. And it's just fascinating when you start diving into him and you start taking apart all the different metaphors and symbolisms that they surround him with. The pomegranates, Elysium, Charon.
Okay, let's pause there. Pomegranates, Elysium, Charon. Actually, start with Elysium and Charon, because they're going to guess you're going to tie them together.
To go with the fiend, or to go with this connection to death, or this middle ground figure, they've got him in that Hades parallel. Mm-hmm. Because in Hades mythology, when Hades kidnaps Persephone, and there's a lot of different interpretations on how that goes, but the point of it is that after Demeter, basically as a feminist icon, goes before Zeus, the king of the gods, and goes, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get my daughter back, or I'm going to starve the sum total of all creation. And if there is nobody to worship you, are you still a god? And Zeus is like, fair point. Let me go deal with this. So Persephone, down in the underworld with Hades, as long as she doesn't eat anything, she's free to go. But before she leaves, and there's a debate whether this was an accident or whether she purposely did it to broker a peace, essentially, she ends up eating pomegranate seeds. So the fact that they've got not only a chat box with a pomegranate on it, as well as, do you remember in the beginning of Ambiguous Chaos when there's that giant table of food, and she is just...
I have a screenshot of it.
So do I. And she's just starving, and no matter how much she eats or drinks, she's still hungry. It's this gnawing void of hunger and desire for, in this case, food, but it's a gnawing pit. And then if you take that and then remember how in Shared Bliss, she gets a taste for what's actually going on inside of him, and that just burning void of hunger and desire. He's standing at this maw, and he kind of balances the scales and holds the line.
So, are you saying he's more the guardian of said maw of desire versus being the purveyor?
Yes, he oscillates between the two because he actively participates to a degree. He brokers these deals. I mean, you'll remember that he brokered a deal with Charon, later known as Dimitri, and Dimitri's like, but we had a deal. And Silas is like,
that's nice.
That's cute. But like every gambler, you're not as clever as you think you are.
He
and I was like,
the deal appropriately.
He did. He followed the deal to the letter of the law. Be careful what you wish for. Silas very much has that edge of the old school genie and djinn. These creatures aren't going to give you exactly what you want. Traditionally and historically speaking, these creatures were designed to, whatever you wish for, they're going to twist it in a way that's not fun. Silas has that energy to him.
I know that people keep saying they want to see the Hades myth with him or the fallen angel myth, blah blah blah, etc. I think we currently are in the Hades myth, though.
We are. I absolutely agree with you. Okay. We are in the Hades
because between
myth.
Elysium, so Charon's the ferryman, as you know. Elysium, or the fields, is like the afterlife, essentially. And it was initially separated from Hades, hence it is the safe house, essentially, in N109 zone.
Yes. Separate from the nest.
Separate from the nest, that's right. And so I would say the current sort of fiend is that you're in Hades, but I'm not sure like what that myth tieback would be. Like who is he?
I would argue he is Hades. We're getting back to the heart of original myths. A lot of myths and folklores and stories get changed over time. Disney is an excellent example of taking folklore and myth and giving it happier endings. I'm looking at you, Little Mermaid. If you're going off of the Grimm, original Grimm fairy tales, those are very dark. They are parables. They are there to tell a story. Hades, over time, for a while, got very much perverted into this easy villain. It's Hades. Hades is literally a bureaucrat. He is there to keep things in line. He is this isolated figure, which is a theme with Silas: isolation and loneliness. Now, he's created in this lifetime more of a found family with the twins and Mephisto, but he is still emotionally isolated until MC. He has fondness for the twins. He has fondness for Mephisto, but he doesn't open up to them emotionally. He is very much a figure unto himself. And Hades was very similar, a figure unto himself. So I would argue he is Hades now. He has all the symbolism around him. And you have MC coming from Lincoln and the sunshine. It is Hades and Persephone right now. I don't think that's the next myth.
Can I challenge you on that? I don't disagree, first of all. But we had a conversation a long time ago.
Yes.
Right when I hit Death and Rebirth. Why isn't it Dante's Inferno and he's Virgil? Because if you think about it, and I'm going to specifically say the Inferno versus, shall we say, Purgatorio or Paradiso. And we all know that Dante's Inferno does reference back to the ancient myths of Hades and all that good stuff, right?
Yes.
But Virgil being your poet, your guide, your lead, like Virgil's the one who forces Charon to take Dante across the river. Elysium's in there. You have the various rings of hell. And kind of the positions where everyone is placed. When I think of the N109 zone, I think of it as like the weird here are the rings of hell. If you go to this zone, you're gonna get some greed. If you go to this zone, you're gonna get some envy. You know, kind of that vibe. And I think they absolutely are leaning into the Hades side of it. But I was like, could he also be our handy dandy little Virgil?
I mean, it's a fair assessment. My argument would be, which are the rings? Because I don't feel like Elysium and the Nest are rings. They are places along the journey, but I don't believe that they are genuine rings. I don't think we have enough of a layout of the N109 zone to fully commit, but they've certainly laid groundwork there. Whether I argue that Silas is Virgil and guiding MC through purgatory and the 9 layers of hell, I don't think so. The interpretation is there. It's a valid interpretation.
All of your Catch-22 boys' names come out of the Inferno.
Yes. I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't have Catch-22.
Both that you clocked it and that they did that. Neither of which surprised me.
I'm a dork. I was like, hey. Okay, just gentle reminder, Dante hated a lot of people.
He did.
They all got in a ring.
Look, Dante's Inferno is the original fan fiction.
Rage. That's the original burn book.
Oh my god, he had some feelings and he was going to make it known like a petty man that he was.
He was a petty man. So, we're going to put the Hades bucket there. Yes. What is the dragon then?
But with the Chinese, dragons are benevolent. They are bringers of rain, symbolize authority, wisdom, and balance. Western dragons, not so much.
Rar. We lock them under Philo.
We lock them under Philos. We enslave them to a house of blonde-haired, platinum blonde, white-haired, purple-eyed blood sorcerers. But Western interpretations of dragons are very much more savage, with the occasional sparkle of subversion.
With Dragon Heart thrown in there. With Sean Connery and How to Train Your Dragon, yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon, or Talking with Dragons. Do you remember the princess?
I do.
She goes,
you just aged us, thank you.
I did just age us, and I don't care because it's such a good series. It was one of my original series that I read to get me into fantasy. But so for Asian mythos, the association of rivers and storms and the divine intermediaries, that's also a big important thing. Dragons are very much related to divine emissaries. That whole water thing with rivers and lakes and rain, versus the Western dragon culture of their greed, destruction, chaos. It shifts his interpretation in terms of what he is meant to be. Silas as a fallen god, in a way, which is where you get that whole fallen angel motif kind of a thing. But he's represented by these creatures that are all related to the divine, the creatures and symbols that all are about balance. He's always put on this precipice. He is never a part of a single society. Even as a dragon, he wasn't a dragon and he wasn't human. But there's a moment that discusses about a boy with dragon horns that cuts them off so he can participate in human society until that all goes asunder. Silas is never one or the other. He is always this hybrid and mix. He is always on the edge of something, standing between two different, whether it's dragon versus human, man versus monster, as I said, logic versus chaos. He is always this lone figure trying to keep some sort of balance or trying to keep something at bay. And it's interesting after Shared Bliss, where we get this internal struggle of him basically containing a black hole inside of himself. Question is, where does that take us for the third myth? Because they always keep him distant. He's the observer. Whether he's a dragon or a crow, he is related to creatures of flight. He is always on the edge looking in, whether that's internally or externally. He has this emotional distance, this psychological distance, as well as this physical distance. And so where do you take that next? I'm preaching to you because you've done this dive with me before on Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, and how they're all different and over time evolved. But they've definitely cast him in a Morningstar kind of role. The white hair, the red eyes, the deal maker. They've given him the devil fiend. We've got that. We've got the dragon, that kind of guardian, ancient purveyor connected to the divine. So where else do you take it? Because there's still the trickster
they busted
aspect.
out God of Annihilation.
They did. They busted out God of Annihilation, but they haven't really leaned into the trickster vibe yet.
I was going to say, so are you thinking, referencing back to your Fabulous Ravens, do you think they would put him in a more Loki vibe?
Possibly. Though I don't think that he would be in the more, because Loki traditionally, way back when, before our Lord and Savior Tom Hiddleston came out and turned him into an anti-hero. That man came out and we all went, he's just misunderstood. And for those of us who actually read the Loki mythology, no, that man was evil as hell.
Don't trust anything with more than 6 legs, everybody. Sleipnir is safe. After Sleipnir, spiders and beyond, nope.
Nope, no good. But traditionally speaking, tricksters are actually very morally neutral, which fits into Silas's vibe. He's neither good nor evil. He is very much in the shades of gray, morally speaking. He is cast in this from a Western perspective, an anti-hero position. From a more Eastern interpretation, you could definitely take him again into that fallen god, how the dragon falls and becomes mortal, kind of that.
I want him to be a 9-tailed fox. I want a Kitsune Silas.
I mean, that would be amazing, and I would love it.
That's my secret hope.
That would be great. I mean, 9-tailed fox him 9 ways from Sunday. They've already given him the white hair, like white fox.
And you need the long hair, and you got the 9 tails, and you didn't even get into the black and red. You didn't even get into it.
But if we turn him into that, now I'm sitting here going, okay, cool. So it's Kami-sama Kiss. Like, we're going.
It's fine. I don't see the problem here.
I mean, I'm not mad about it, but just, so I'm like, I don't. The fox thing's been done.
I don't care.
And also, Zane has
a
fox.
So has the mermaid. Okay, fine. We can't. Pie is not going to suddenly have 9 tails and be a badass. He's just going to go eat a meat pie and be happy.
Are you
sure?
I
want to be Pie.
Because I feel like Pie is a Pokemon, and, you know.
He's Zane's Pokemon.
He's Zane's Pokemon, and he evolves. Or we're flashing to, no. It's Inuyasha, and it's Kiara, where she has her lovely little kitten form, and then when the demons show up, she's like, rawr, bitch, I'm here to...
I'm imagining Zane busting out the God of Annihilation bow, and Pie turning into this giant fox that he just, like, rides.
It would be so good. It'd be Pie would just become his steed into battle.
I would love that. But only if you, like, threw food. Like, go! Meat Pie. Attack that one.
Go, my little fox, go. But
Thanks for ruining my dream.
I'm here for you.
Silas.
I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to ruin your dream. So let's discuss black, red, Western versus Eastern interpretations. Let's start with black.
Death in Western interpretations.
Yes.
Death,
so
darkness,
in
sadness.
with Western connotations, black represents death, power, mystery, and mourning, as in grief, not as in the dawn. In Eastern connotations, black tends to be associated with wisdom, authority, water, divine depth. So it makes sense that if they're going to
Dwagon,
it's we're right on there. Which then, when you look at Silas's expression of it, they've given him kind of the dominion over the night by making him the ruler of the N1 zone, which is eternally night. He's the major information broker. He knows everything about everybody to a degree, and what he doesn't know, he'll find out. This is going to get a little poetic. Knowledge veiled in shadow.
Oh, so poetic.
So poetic of me. I'm a writer, y'all. But it's knowledge veiled in shadow. It's things that are hidden in corners that people have forgotten. Then you pair that with the red, and for Western culture, red tends to be associated with danger, passion, blood, temptation, which is falling into that fiend Faustian, let's make a deal for your soul, give me a fiddle of gold. And then when you take it over into the eastern neck of the woods, red tends to represent vitality, fortune, joy, fire, yang energy. So it's entirely different emotional spectrums between the Western and Eastern connotations. And with the red, that's where you're getting the dragon energy. You're getting his association with desire and warmth. And then when you bring that all together, black and red, you're talking from a Western perspective of Silas being coded in both power and peril, very much intertwined together.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Eastern connotations, it becomes more about the elemental aspects and unknown depths. But also his whole ethos, which is chaos constrained by discipline, power contained. He is always in control. And that's how he expresses himself, especially with MC. His care is not expressed in words, though he does drop amazing bangers like,
all of magnum opus.
All of magnum opus, plus you should know very well that I adore you. You will find no love purer than mine. I was like, cool, that we're married now. That man can drop poetry, but
you gotta save it, though, for the right moment.
He has to drop them in just the right moment, either when he's in trouble and trying to get it out of it, or he's so overcome that it just leaks out of him. He has this tension break.
He's so cute.
He's so cute, but it's very much his language. His love language is acts of service. That is what this man is. This man is far more comfortable with action than he is emotion. He is capable of emotion. He feels everything incredibly deeply, but he will express it in a far more contained fashion. He isn't going to monologue at you. In some ways, we talk about the obvious foil to Silas being Xavier, in that Xavier Evol is light, Silas is shadow, though I would point out that it's very interesting that as a light evolver, they don't associate Xavier with the sun, they associate him with the moon via Lumiere. So we're still a night aspect, but where, say, Silas represents a moonless night, tuxedo mask known as Lumiere.
You didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything. Brings in that light in the darkness, that hope aspect. I would also argue that in terms of emotional expression, I find Rafayel to be Silas's direct opposite. Because Rafayel is very verbose, he's dramatic, he is words of affirmation and speaks his thoughts. And there are a lot of them. 800 years worth of words. Silas at his heart is about duality. He is about control and everything that surrounds him, whether it's metaphor or symbolism, his color scheme, everything is about reinforcing the eternal internal war that is Silas. He is forever caught in the middle as both guardian and avatar and enforcer of the balance, whatever that balance may be. Silas is eternally, for the most part, a lone figure. He is a study in isolation. He is a study in, not isolation, maybe solitude. Solitude is the better word. He is wrapped in solitude because of power, because of knowledge, because he walks in the liminal spaces that people are uncomfortable with. People like black and white thinking. People like when there is a clear yes and a clear no, because outside of that...
You blew up my grandma's house.
I know.
Did I?
Did I? That was somebody else, babe, but here, shoot me in the chest and hope you remember, because I just really want you to remember our past lives so fucking much. We are in a time where critical thinking has gone by the wayside, and to a degree, people don't want to think. They just want to be told yes, no, good, evil. I don't want to have to break this down. And that's not the world. That's not reality. Reality is infinite shades of gray, and Silas is brutally comfortable in that zone where everyone else is not. So when you have someone who is comfortable in ambiguity and comfortable in nuance, it's unsettling. And I'm really, really curious where they're going to take him for the third myth to play in that game. Because it's someone who can literally embody two truths at the same time that seem completely polar opposite, and they function. Mostly because he has the willpower to contain it, because it's a balancing act.
I'm gonna say he's just been through a lot of trauma and had some...
Yeah, he's been traumatized like there's nobody's business, but yeah. Silas, kids, is a very complex, very layered individual that can be very easily dismissed as your shadow daddy. And bless
I'm sorry, is that a name for him?
It's a thing in terms of types of fictional men. You have the shadow daddy, the morally ambiguous man. Yes, you could throw him into that category, but he is far more layered
see a
than
hand
that.
Reaching out from a closet, smacking an ass, and then going back in. I was like, oh, what did you just say on a podcast?
Yes, you could sum him up as a shadow daddy if you want, but it's too simplistic and doesn't do him justice for the layers and complexity that he is and what he contains. I do think Infold is playing on, speaking of duality, how these characters can be interpreted culturally, Eastern versus Western, because in the case of Silas, he fits both categories. You can see both expressions and interpretations within him, and they make complete logical sense. When you take him from a Western perspective, and it's the Beauty and the Beast, the dragon versus the sorceress / princess, man versus monster, you can absolutely have a fully Western interpretation of Silas's character that makes complete logical sense. And then on the flip side, you can take the core that is, with the Chinese cultural aspect, make complete sense for Silas as this walk between mortality and divine, and the bargain making. It's you can see both interpretations alive and well within him, and I think it's really cool. Now, could I be overthinking the hell out of it? Absolutely. If there's one thing I can do very well, is overthink things incredibly well, but I don't think I'm overthinking. I think these are I do believe that these were very intentional choices by the designers and the developers. His color scheme, the dragon choice, the crow, 109 zone being what it is, it's too intentional and too perfect altogether for it to just be happy circumstances, if you get where I'm going with it.
And now we will see where it goes.
And now we will see. Do you have any, I know that we've both kind of gone, I'm not sensing fallen angel here. Do you have any theories? And
I already gave you mine that you shot down.
For what the third myth is going to be?
Yes.
You think it's Virgil?
No, I think it's Kitsune. I want Trickster Fox.
Babe, I love you. I don't think it's going to be a fox.
I know, but I want it. You didn't say what this is a desire question. The glowing Aether Core is saying I want that.
The glowing Aether Core is saying you want that. I mean, again, it does fit in terms of the trickster persona.
As I have said previously, I didn't expect Zane to be what Zane was.
That's absolutely fair. That's why
I was like, Rafayel was like, yep. Xavier was like, can see it. Zane, was like, was not leaning there.
Well, and Zane is unique in that his third myth ties both of his first two myths together. Whereas Rafayel and Xavier were an extension of a singular myth. Dark Knight is an extension of Lightseeker. Sea God is the extension of God of Tides. So for Silas, is it a Zane route or is it the other route? And if it is the other route, like Rafayel and Xavier, which myth are they extending? One would assume the dragon myth, But
yeah, it will. I like to think of it as that Silas and Caleb only had one. I mean, truthfully.
yeah, one
Because
true like mythological myth.
One true myth, because, Relentless Conqueror is current and Colonel current. Not saying that we should like downplay Lumiere or anything like that, but for the simple fact that they have an abundance of other alternatives. Is this next myth for Silas and Caleb the same, like Abyssal Walker is to Raphael kind of a vibe? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Abyssal Walker is going to get tied in further, because clearly it is tied in to the whole Lumerian mythery. But we don't really, I don't think we 100% know how yet. Like, not as direct as Sea God to God of Tides is. Right? So I think we have an opportunity to kind of have that, like, oh, interesting, weird kind of future-facing option with Sylus and Caleb in their upcoming. But it's going to be long hair. That's all I know. Appropriate long hair.
I'm more interested in how do you either expand on the dragon myth when, he's Kaputskis by the end of it and has been bound to her.
He was underground for what, 1,200 years?
We don't know. Because, one time prison.
I believe it states it for the dragon portion.
True. The interesting thing would be if they take it to time prison.
Kind of do want time.
I would really like time prison, Silas.
I think time prison Silas would be kind of fun.
Hey, for those of you who missed out on Catch 22, we're going to bring back some leather and chains.
But what's the companion gonna be? Like, Shawshank Silas? Which, don't get me wrong, fantastic movie. But, like...
She's one of the prisoners in time prison.
Yeah.
Well, and also remember there was the gladiator ring.
Get busy dying. Like, what?
Get busy
carving his name.
There's also the gladiator ring that she saw when she was doing her whole I am atoms and not. So, is it that the next myth is did they drop that little note because we're suddenly going to have this is Sparta, Silas, and I'm like, either way the man's ending up in leather. I don't know what's going to happen, but leather is involved.
So the two things we can agree on.
Yes.
Long hair, leather. Mm-hmm. That's all we're predicting now.
And MC is going to nobly sacrifice herself.
And she's going to nobly sacrifice herself.
Probably shish kebab.
Yeah. I'm thinking here. One stabbed, one turned into light, I guess.
So,
and then one's frozen.
One's frozen. One literally stabbed herself. And the other...
She did not literally stab herself. Use it correctly. She forced a god to stab her.
Which... she totally did to Rafayel what Silas did to her. Like, hey, babe, right. I'm going to hold your hand and go...
Revenge is sweet.
Revenge is sweet, but that's the wrong guy. So, yeah, she's...
And, like, with the tree at the end of Dark Knight, I'm like, she just kind of, like, walks out, and they hold hands and have that beautiful sequence.
They die. They hallucinate before they die together. And they dissolve into light. But... So
I'm going to go with Fading to Light is going to be that one.
Fading to Light?
Yeah, we'll count that one as fading. So we have Frozen, Fading to Light, Stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Gladiator, Draw, and Quartering with a group of lions. I don't know.
It's an Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Oh my god. This is like, okay, we're going to listen to the Hatsune Miku Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee and just
start listing the ways.
Start listing the ways and be like, that one.
Love and Deepspace is like, hey, so you know how we sometimes are called Love and Depression and Love and Grief Space? We upped the rating because shit's about to get dark and all we're going to show you is MC's feet dangling. You're like,
damn, dude.
You're like, woo, hangman. Death is nigh. Noble sacrifice through self-deletion is a trend.
It's the theme. Long hair, leather, self-deletion.
Like, that's leapt from towers, leapt from bridges. I nobly commend myself into the deep and sacrifice. So, technically, she kind of self-deleted with Rafayel.
Again, I kind of just want I just want like CPA Sylus, like total, just runs a business, CEO Silas, and you're like, where's the myth here? It's like, capitalism doesn't exist. Like, I don't know, like. That's the myth.
The myth is actually MC is a patient in a psych ward and she's hallucinating an entire normal life. And then it all falls apart.
Then it's Resident Evil.
Because now we're crossing, because in the grand scheme of, there's some really shaky ethic violations going on, Silas is actually her psychiatrist.
Oh, okay, now you just totally Harley'd her.
Yeah. A little bit.
No, I don't want Joker Harley. Silas,
no.
That would not
No. We're not doing Joker Harley. Like, no, we don't. Ugh, that's not romantic. Morticia and Gomez Adams. Yes.
That would be wonderful.
That'd be great. That's the next myth. There we go.
There we go.
It's Adam's family. That's what it's going to
be. Prediction done. No, you know what it should be? I want it to be Lord of the Rings.
It's Lord of the Rings.
He's taking the ring.
There we go. We went full circle.
Full circle. And Silas with his long hair will actually be short so that his neck doesn't hurt from having to look down at people anymore. Boo fucking who. Tall person. And Samwise her ass to the volcano.
How you really feel, man.
And on that note, friends, may you find your Merry to your Pippin.
May you find the Merry to your Pippin, and good luck, Nikki, on editing this thing. I don't even know what the hell we're gonna clip.
Man, if anyone wants to buy me some turpentine, now's the time.
Now's the time.